Hello everyone, and welcome to the 4th episode of my hardcore survival series. Now, I did a little bit of work off camera, and I have these two boards that I'm going to explain sort of what they mean. What I tried to do here was color code things depending on what I'm going to build and different things that'll be in different areas. So for example, we have the toolsmith, weaponsmith, armorsmith, and masons. They're all sort of linked together. They all use like tools and, they're all like a blacksmith type of theme, and that'll be linked to an iron farm. So a building in that area will have an iron farm in it, but it will also have these villagers. And then same with the leather workers and the shepherds and the butcher will be right behind my farmhouse, but it would also have a wool and cow farm, which will be like automatic. I'll go into bird's eye view with replay mod to sort of explain it a little bit better. So here's a little bit more of a detailed view of what I mean. Now replay mod does cut off this little bit, but pretty much as you can see here, there's little dots of blue wool around, and this is where the fisherman area is going to be. So there's gonna be like fishing docks around the side and maybe some buildings and like a fish market in the middle. And then as we move over here, we have yellow, and that's where the farms are going to be. So I do have a little bit of a sheep and cow farm, but it will be expanded on and will be automatic. And then over here with the orange is where the toolsmith and armorsmiths are going to go. Then over here with the pink wool is where the library is going to be, and I'm thinking of building the library inside of the wall, because a couple years ago I saw a cool library design that was built in the side of a mountain, and I think this mountain is just perfect for it. It's really big, and I don't think it has a cave in the middle of it. As we fly over here, this area is where like the cleric potion tower is going to be, and I decided to pick this little area because we have this tiny cherry biome, and I think a tower and a cherry biome, maybe like a Japanese type of theme, would be pretty cool. It wouldn't match the theme of everything over there, but I think it would stand out on its own and still look very cool. And out of all those projects, today's episode is going to be about the storage room, because when I'm building everything, I want to have everything I need in one spot and not have a bunch of chest monsters everywhere. But to build my storage room, I'm going to need a lot of spruce wood. So I'm going to go ahead and collect maybe a couple stacks of it. I am back with all the wood I think I'm going to need. I also got a few other things that I'll use for future builds, but right here is where I want to build my storage room. I'm going to go in this way and extend this way and connect to the library. So you'll have an entrance for the library that connects to the storage room, from the storage room to the library. And for the entrance, I want to go with sort of a circular design that's made out of glass with a door in the middle. So I am going to have to clear this out a little bit, and that's mainly because I don't want the door to sort of stick out the side of the mountain. I want it to be sort of inside, so if you're looking at it from this angle, you don't just see random spruce blocks sticking out. I think this is big enough for now. I do need to go grab myself some spruce planks. I had some at my farmhouse over here that I forgot to grab. Oh, I only got stairs and slabs in here. Well, I'll take these anyways, and I'll take the door. I thought I had more wood in here, but I guess not. Maybe I used it. But the idea I have for this is there's going to be spruce logs going all the way at the bottom, going to be a stair here, and then some wood going up, then an upside down stair here, and then repeat that on the other side. So a shape that's kind of like this. In the middle, there's going to be a door, and there's going to be a layer of glass on this backside. I am going to strip this though, and I also needed to do some terraforming. I said I wasn't going to build it too far out, but it didn't work out that way, so I'm gonna have to sort of create my own mountain around it. I did a very basic amount of landscaping. This will look a lot better, but I just wanted to cover it and get the basic idea. I also added this wooden beam across the door because my idea is you're gonna walk in the door, there's gonna be glass on this side, but it's gonna sink in one. This is the level that the floor will be at, and there'll be like chests and furnaces across the wall, and it will go this way. Then there'll be a second floor, which maybe will have a little bit more detail in it and more chests going up to the ceiling. But in order for me to fit all of this, I'm gonna have to clear out a big chunk. So I'm not gonna do that on camera because it is very long and tedious. So I will bring you back when I'm done clearing this out. So everything has been cleared out, And as you can see, I did do a little bit of detailing off camera just so I can get a basic idea of how I want the interior to look. So just down below, nothing too fancy here. I just have a spot for my bed, and I think this little cubby hole is just going to be a spot for some details and nothing really that functional. But when you go upstairs, this is where the real function is, and I forgot to put torches, so now I have to fight a bunch of zombies. Wonderful. Before I was rudely interrupted. As you can see with the stairs going up on either side, I found that the little cubbies that I want to put chests in just wouldn't really work right here because I fall downstairs and I don't want that to happen. So I decided to make two little tiny places here with some furnaces, just because if I'm coming back from mining and I have a bunch of iron, I can just pop it in furnaces. But as we go along here, you can see I have these pieces of spruce wood, and that is basically separating the different rooms where chests are going to be. So each little cubby hole is going to look like this, except instead of furnaces, there's going to be chests. On the front of the chests, there's going to be item frame, and the item frames will correspond with what goes into each chest. And for the floor, I decided to use some birch just because I like the contrast between the super light and the super dark. I might add a little bit more texture to this by using some stripped birch, but I'll need to go grab a ton of that. I also have some more ideas for details on the outside. I was thinking originally of going with something like that, but then I realized that I'm gonna need some lighting in this room because, as you saw before, a bunch of zombies were spawning down there. So I was thinking of putting these one lower and then having maybe a piece of glowstone and then surrounding it in some oak trap doors. So light will still go through, but it still is somewhat hidden in the wall. Now I was also thinking of in between these spaces is where lanterns would go, but I'm going to need to head back to my house to get myself some iron to make lanterns, as well as I'll stop by my skeleton spawner just to grab some bones. Alright, I'll grab a stack of iron. I think that is going to be plenty enough. And then just down here is my skeleton spawner. And I'll grab about 2 stacks of bones. I think that's plenty enough. And now I'll turn some of the bones into bone meal and bone meal as many birch trees as I can. Alright, I got all the birch wood that I need. I'm just gonna sprinkle in a couple of these to see how it would look with the regular birch wood. I kinda like that, but maybe just like having one piece here and there instead of having multiple pieces connected. Or actually, let me see how this would look if I just did a line of it right down the middle. I mean, I'm not against it, but I feel like just the regular birch planks look better. So I'm just gonna stick with that. And there we go, it's all finished. And now it's just adding in some of these pillars. And I also have to strip them. Can't forget about the stairs as well. Honestly, I do like this. I think it's slowly starting to come together, and I think you can slowly start to see what sort of idea I'm going for here with everything. I also need to put some stone brick at the top. Now, I'm not sure exactly how far in the library is going to be. I do want to connect the storage room, but I might have it go up another level and then across, so I could have storage on either side still and not have to clear out one of these to make a tunnel. But now it's just replicating what I did on this side on the other side. All right, all of that is finished. Now I still need to add the glowstone or maybe shroom lights underneath here, but I need to go to the nether for that. But before I do that, I'm going to go and add the lanterns in here. I was also thinking of maybe adding some of the redstone lamps around, like instead of the lanterns. So like in place of the lantern would be a redstone lamp with like a redstone block behind it powering it, and I might experiment with that instead, just so that everything is like flush with this block here, but I'm still not 100% sure. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to sleep and then head to the nether to get either glowstone or shroom lights. There is glowstone up there, but shroom lights are a lot quicker to get, so I'm going to grab some of these actually. Hey mister, how you doing? Why are you staring at me like that? Yeah, walk away. I do want some glowstone though, just in case I decide to use the redstone lamp. So I'm gonna have to be very careful not to fall into lava. No speed bridging for me today. Alright, I'm gonna grab a couple of these. I think 9 will be good enough. And now we head back home. Alright, I'm back home. So let's start off with the shroom lights. And I do like the look of that. Yeah, it does give off a decent amount of light, which is great. I might add some light in the ceiling because the ceiling is going to be these deep slate tiles. So maybe adding some shroom lights underneath and then putting more trapdoors, something like this, might actually be really cool in the ceiling. But I'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, I'm just gonna fill in the rest of these. All of these have now been put in, and I think that looks amazing. I love the way the shaders lighting makes everything glow at the bottom and at the top. And I want to quickly try the redstone lamps in the wall. I'm not really a big fan of that. Maybe if I push it in by 1, and then what about some trapdoors on top of those? You know what? I think I'm still gonna go with the lantern idea. Now it's just for the roof, and I'm gonna have to clear out this layer, but I wanted to go with a very dark roof because I don't want anything to steal away from the main feature, which is this, and having a dark roof makes it so your eyes will kind of wander downwards to the storage area itself. Alright, the roof is now complete, and the only thing left is to add the spaces for the chests. So there'll be a space like this, chests will be lined up all on this side, going all the way to the ceiling, and there's slabs up here so I can open the chest at the top. And now I just gotta replicate this for every single one of these. All the chests have been put in, and it took me a lot of wood to make all these chests. But now I want to do some interior decorating. As you can see, I did add a little bit at the top here. With the Vanilla Tweaks texture pack that I have, some of the leaves stick through the trapdoors, and I do like that because it kind of looks like you have the trapdoors with like the holes in it, and the leaves are sort of growing through it. And I added the greenery at the top just because I felt this area was a little bit bland in that department. As we go downstairs, I decided to add the lamps into the walls down here because it didn't work upstairs, but I think in here it works well. Now for decorating this downstairs area, I do have some chiseled bookshelves, and I was thinking of doing maybe something like this. And then maybe putting a slab underneath there and an item frame on top of this. And I'm going to put something in there, but I'll just put a slab for now, just as a placeholder. But I think I'm going to put like a book or something here because, you know, you're maybe going to sleep, you got a book to read, and then maybe filling some of these with books as well. I could also maybe add a table right here. I think that's okay for now. Probably detail this a little bit more later on. Maybe adding like a place for a pot to go, maybe up here. For this area, it's going to be very similar with more chiseled bookshelves, then maybe even a lantern on top of this one. And then for back here, we can have a little bit more function. Maybe something like this, and I can put maybe like a sword in the item frame when I have that. But overall, this place is now complete. It's just putting item frames on some of the chests to signify what goes where, but I can do that off camera. So now we have completed one step of the process in the entire village that I'm trying to create. Well, maybe 2 steps, because we have that over there and we have this. So 2 out of however many things I need to do. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, and have a great day.